Welcome back to Words for the Journey, words of hope, love, and joy for the journey of faith, the journey of life. And I'm continuing now, or kind of starting, but we announced it a little while ago, this series of videos I want to do on the 10 most important passages in the Bible. And as I've been thinking about that, this is really tough. It's really tough to nail down 10. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out 10 passages that help us understand who God is. So for me, the 10 most important passages for us to understand who the God of the Bible is. And I'm doing that because I've been pretty troubled recently. I've been troubled by a view of God that some people who write, typically they're not believers, they're not Christians, they're not religious, they're writing against religion, against the Christian faith, other faiths. They're writing against the Bible. And they write that the God of the Bible is the most awful character that you can ever find. He's capricious. He is mean-spirited. He's a bully. You wouldn't want him, on your worst enemy kind of thing. And that's really troubled me. First of all, because I don't think that's the God of the Bible, but also because people who read those books and read those authors will maybe have that view of God. Maybe they'll, without even maybe reading the Bible, they'll say, oh, that must be the God of the Bible. That must be the kind of character that he is. Now, I want to say there are some passages in the Bible that are really difficult. I mean, that also, as I read them, I'm wondering, what's this saying about God's character? So I'm looking in this series at 10 passages that ground my understanding of who the God of the Bible is. I'm hoping to get at some of those more troubling passages, difficult passages, but I want to look at those passages first that are really foundational. And for me, the most foundational, right from the beginning of the Bible, is the first chapter of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1. I know it is a controversial chapter in terms of the history of the earth, how old the earth is, creation, evolution. I don't want to talk about those things right now. I just want to look at what this chapter tells us about God. And what it tells us about God, if you read the chapter, is, first of all, this God of Genesis 1 in the Bible is a God who brings order out of chaos. So the beginning of the Bible, the earth is formless and void. There's darkness. It doesn't look like a place that can be inhabited, but God, by his Spirit and by speaking, brings order into this chaos and brings light into this darkness. And as we keep reading Genesis chapter 1, we keep hearing that what this God who brings order out of chaos and light in darkness is a God who keeps creating good things. So my understanding is only a good artist or only a good creator can make good things. Good things like water and land and sea and creatures, and then the culmination of Genesis chapter 1, human beings. Only a good creator, artist, or God can make good things. And so this God, right from the beginning, is presented as a good God. He makes good things. He makes a good creation. He also, the Bible tells us later on, has good intentions for his creation. He wants his creation to flourish and thrive. And so as I think about the Bible's picture and portrait of this God, he is a God who is good in his character, but also in what he does and also in his purposes. As I think about that, it helps me get a first grounding picture of who this God is. The first thing we find out is he is good. He makes good things, he makes a good creation, and he wants good things from that creation. And that kind of portrait of God helps me. It grounds me. I hope it'll help you. Thanks for joining us for Words for the Journey.